Okay, I'm just going to solve these by completing the square and not using the quadratic formula. Okay, so in order to do this, you need to go to the middle term, which is the 2 there. In this case, it's the minus 6. And basically what you do is you halve it. So you halve it, square it, and you add to both sides. So if I halve the 2, I get 1. Square it, I get 1. And then you need to add it to both sides. So you go plus 1, plus 1. So when I add it to both sides, this is my equation now. So I've got z squared plus 2z plus 1. Okay, and then I have plus 5 equals 1. Okay, so I end up with z plus 1 all squared, because this part here, when I halved it, squared it, and added it, I end up with a perfect square. So we then need to get the plus 5 and move it to the other side. So that's going to get 1 minus 5. So I'm going to get z plus 1 squared equals minus 4. And then z plus 1 is the square root of minus 4 with a plus or a minus. So z equals plus or minus root minus 4 minus 1. Now what is root minus 4? Well, it's root minus 1 times root 4, which is I times 2, or 2i. So that means z is plus or minus 2i minus 1. And that would be your answer. Okay, so looking at the next one here, z equals minus 6, plus or minus the square root of minus 6 squared, minus 4 times 11 times 1, minus 4 times 11 times 1, all over 2 times 1. So that's going to be plus 6, because it's minus, plus or minus the square root of, now that's 36 minus 44, which is, wait a minute, is it 36? Yeah, 36, minus 44, which would be minus 8. So you can actually simplify this, because root minus 8 is root minus 1 times root 4 times root 2. So it's I times 2 root 2, which is 2 root 2i, because you usually write the I at the end. So this is going to be 6 plus or minus 2 root 2i for 2. And if you look at the 6 and you look at the 2, you can go a little bit further, because there is actually a common factor here. And you could divide 2 into both of those. So if you take the 2 out, 2 times what gives you 6, 3, plus or minus 2 times what gives you the 2 root 2, that would be root 2i all over 2. So then what will happen is these 2 will cancel. Like that 2 and that 2 will cancel out. And you just get 3 plus or minus 2 root 2i, and that's the solution.